Yesterday I played this list on the far right, which is looking to combo Loose Specimen with either Gurubashi Berserker or Black Owl Gunspire. And I said at the end of that video that I wanted to try out a Master Oakheart build, since it pulls both the Gunspire and the Gurubashi Berserker, and this is the list that I came up with. So for the Oakheart package, we have Gunspire or Beryllium Nullifier in the 3 power slot. It'd be nice if we could get the Gunspire every time, but I figured it's probably going to feel bad if I draw the Gunspire before the Oakheart and then it doesn't pull anything for 3. In the 2 power slot, we have 2 Gurubashi Berserkers and 1 Frothing. And in the 1 power slot, we have 2 Acolyte of Pain and Tar Creeper. Now, unfortunately, to accommodate the Master Oakheart, I had to cut a bunch of stuff. Probably the most painful thing that I had to cut was Dynomatic, which is just like one of the most powerful cards in Odd Warrior. But I felt like pulling a 3/4 off my Master Oakheart would be pretty bad. Although maybe you just play Dynomatic over Beryllium Nullifier, who knows. I also didn't want 2 Frothing Berserkers because I wanted to pull Gurubashi Berserker most of the time, but I figured pulling it every once in a while would be okay. And I had to cut the Rabid Worgens and Town Criers as well, so I wanted some more 3-drops. Ended up with Tar Creepers, of course, because they fit with the Oakheart. And then I wanted some big boys, so I'm playing a King Mukla and a Hildnir Frost Rider. Basically, these guys are just pretty big, they don't interfere with your Oakheart, and you don't really care too much about their drawbacks in this deck. And then I think the only other kind of interesting thing is the Carnivorous Cube. I had to cut the Faceless Manipulators because of the Oakheart, and figured this was a nice way to make more Berserkers or Gunspires. But the cube also has some synergy with the Loose Specimens. The Specimen does exactly 6 damage, which kills the cube, so I thought that might be kinda cute. But anyway, let's take this for a spin and see how the Master Oakheart performs.
Garrosh versus Maiev!
None can escape my fury.
Victory or death!
And Gunspire's just gonna get Vile Spined. I guess I toss it. Probably keep Tar Creeper, it's decent against aggro.
None will survive.
Probably King's Bane at this rate. I sure hope it's not.
Who goes there?
I don't know what's happening over there, so I'm just gonna kill this thing. Probably just some sort of miracle rogue.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Get some of that weapon value. Next turn and get the Gurubashi down, maybe protect it with the weapon, and then 20 him.
This guy's toast.
Wow, that was a lot to sink into my Gurubashi Berserker. Whatever. Killed this guy, and I guess I probably just coin out Dr. Boom. My hero power doesn't seem super relevant against this rogue deck. And it gives this guy rush, which is nice. Hey, this card's actually in my deck. Haven't drawn it once since I put it in. Could be a good game for it.
a man from Gilneas.
I really like this hero power, but I really don't like what my turn looks like if I don't get anything good. I guess I can always shield block, which is pretty reasonable. Another Beryllium Nullifier, but I can play Ziliax this turn. Just play Ziliax. And I don't think I want to magnetize it. Just want to kill this guy and push some face. Sure. He doesn't seem to be a Vanish deck, so Oakheart should be pretty good here. Does he have 2 saps? Ugh. My poor Gunspire always gets Vile Spine Slayered. I just sapped my Oakheart. Does he not know that I can pull a Frothing Berserker and an Acolyte of Pain? Pulling the second Acolyte is honestly not that good. I kinda want to do it just to spite this guy though. Kinda irritated that he sapped my guy. But that's probably dumb. So let's just kill this guy. Baku's kind of a shitty draw. So I've got the Gurubashi in play with Loose Specimen in hand. But these Tar Creepers do make it kind of difficult for the Gurubashi to take too much damage. Shit, he plays a rush minion. Stop having answers! I'm so tilted! Wow, that was a good rush minion. Now my Oakheart really sucks if it doesn't even pull Frothing. Let's kill his board. Security Rover is like good, but pretty expensive, and my hand is pretty clunky. Let's just go with Turnium Rover. Let's go Hildnir Frost Rider instead of Frothing. Didn't attack with the Gurubashi because it'll unfreeze.
There once was a man from Gilneas.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Let's kill that guy. Kill that guy and gain a bunch of armor.
Welcome to my web.
The good old Vile Spine Slayer number 2 here to ruin all my fun. But hey man, it's 2 Vile Spines down, 2 saps down. How is he gonna answer my Baku the Moon Eater?
You cannot escape the shadow.
Well, that's kind of annoying. I was hoping he wouldn't just ignore it.
I live to serve the Lich King.
Ooh, cube my Baku? I can cube my Baku and then pop the cube with the Loose Specimen. That actually looks pretty decent.
Slay them!
Oh shit. Alright, I'm pretty happy to not have to deal with that spider. Shuffling first may be better. I don't know. I guess at this point, with a million cards in his deck, it's hard to hit these spiders anyway. So I probably just want to ignore this and hit him for 14. Could maybe draw into Omega Assembly, which would give me some nice stuff to deal with these. And use Super Collider just to kill this thing. Could play Oakheart as a 9-mana 5/5. Alright, I definitely want to hit him for 14. Killing his 1/4 means that he can't kill my Baku like on board with Woe Cleaver and dudes. I don't really see how relevant that would have been, but I don't know. I didn't really have another play. Could have played Frothing instead of the shield block there. It's gonna deal 1 damage. Oh, it's power, not mana cost, right? Might be a playable card if it was mana cost. Nice. Alright, well, he ruined all my fun with Vile Spines and Saps. But the Q Blue Specimen combo got there. Nice.
versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
Victory or death!
Can probably play Mukla against Priest. Just keep this hand. Big boys and a Gurubashi activator if I can pick it up.
None will survive.
Starting next turn, I can do some real plays. We'll lead with the Frost Rider, since if I lead with Mukla, he gets frozen. Probably have to kill this thing if I'm giving him bananas. Make him overdraw. It's pretty sick. Show me a Scream. Shit. I mean, I guess I'm happy to see a Mind Blast down.
Unity, precision, perfection.
I don't think I really need a taunt right now, so put some card draw down.
Quickly.
Double 3-drop, smack him for 5 seems pretty straightforward. The only ones that were really scary there were like Obsidian Statue and Lich King. Probably do want to kill this though. He has a coin in hand, so he could Cloning Gallery next turn if I don't do this. On the other hand, if I do this, he takes 5 more damage. I've seen a Mind Blast. He has a bunch of cards in his hand. Even if he has Cloning Gallery, it's likely that he has Malagos or Velen or something in hand already. And then, even then, he still needs like Mind Blast double Holy Smite to kill me. I can probably just ignore that and get some free damage.
Magic neutralized.
I think I'm unfavored in this matchup, so I just need to try to cheese him out. See if I'm gonna get punished. He did hit everything he needed. Oh, okay. I might still have to brawl this board. A lot of spooky stuff, but I guess if he couldn't kill me last turn, he can't kill me this turn, can he? I guess this turn he does have damage on the table. If he had like Mind Blast and Holy Smite, I feel like he should have cast them last turn though. Because like they never deal more damage than this. Actually, I wasn't accounting for the Thalnos. I might have just been dead last turn if he had the Mind Blast Holy Smite. I'm gonna say fuck it and hit him for 8. Nice. Worst card in my deck.
Not all who wander are lost.
I appreciate all the cards he just gave me. Probably looking for Goose or Lich King. Did get one of the big boys. As much as I would like to play Oakheart, I'm not sure that I can get away with it here. Shield Slam Super Collider is a clear. I have to eat 5 damage, but maybe that's fine. Hero powering his face is pretty good. Means that my Black Owl Gunspire has less work to do. Looks like a Brawl, probably. Was that off of a Shadow Visions by chance? Nope. I think he hit Shadow Essence off Shadow Visions. I feel like I've seen a few of those played. Well, Oakheart Super Collider leaves him with just Velen and Radiant Elemental. But Velen Radiant Elemental is pretty spooky. So I could Brawl. I could Hero Power Reckless Flurry. And then back that up with like a Tempo Carnivorous Cube, maybe. I do kind of like the idea of not giving him any lifesteal out of that Zilliax. Let's go for this line. Hopefully he doesn't have anything that doesn't allow me to play Oakheart this turn.
Behold the glory of a new sun.
A little spooky. This guy just silenced my cube. Does he know it's empty? I guess if he's cycling it, it's better than silencing either of his dudes. Wow, he spends a Holy Smite. Well, this looks like an Oakheart turn. Hold the good ones. And I have 2 loose specimens in hand, so I can go pretty crazy next turn, but I assume I'm getting screamed here. Not a scream. But, you know, Shadow Word Pain's kind of a bummer. Double Shadow Word Pain. Why do I even try to have fun on ladder when I get countered by tier 4 decks? Actually, this deck might be better than tier 4 now because it's pretty good against Death Rattle Hunter. It's reasonably good against Druid as well. Maybe this deck is tier 1. This guy actually just double Shadow Word Pained and then screamed? What the fuck? I mean, he put fewer cards in my deck, I guess. Let's play a 6/6. I only have 1 good target for it left in the deck anyway, and I have the other one in my hand already.
Not all who wander are lost.
Wow, he's really afraid he's gonna die. Really want to hit him for 6, so I think this Radiant Elemental is surviving the turn. Actually, I can just Super Collider it, huh? Yeah, fuck it. I have another Super Collider in hand, it's not that good in the matchup. I probably just even equip the other one, because I don't need 4 charges. Just spend the mana to refresh it. pretty good thing to get off Lyra. I don't really want to get rid of my armor, but he has like no cards in hand, so it's probably fine. Do I want to use my hero power here? It's bad against Spirit Lash. I guess it's bad if he just doesn't give me anything to run them into, huh? Because they eat loose specimen hits. Let's see, he would heal up to 18. Those guys would hit him for 3. So he goes down to 15, 14. This guy would hit my Gurubashi 3 times, which is 11. So these guys can make me miss lethal. I think I just don't hero power. It's also good if he has the second Scream. I don't want 1/1s in my deck. Oh my god. I mean, I guess at this point he was pretty likely to hit the Obsidian statue. But it's fucking annoying. I can still just go for a lethal here. No, actually I can't because this thing lifesteals for so much. But I can just buff my guy, kill this shit with like hero power weapon, play Frothing. There's a 2 in 3 chance I get to go face for 20. Set him to 3. Probably the play. Why wouldn't it kill my Gurubashi? Why wouldn't it? What other target was even possible? To be fair, these minions are more difficult for him to remove, so they might get in more damage in the long run. I've seen 2 Shadowward Pains. No, one was off Lyra, so he could pain this and then kill one of my dudes. Why didn't he hit that off his Shadow Essence? I just have lethal here, though. Boop, boop, boop. Man, that game was stressful. Ah, the Frothing was one off. I could have gone Omega Assembly for some cheap mechs and buffed the Frothing even more. Unfortunately, I ended up being quite unimpressed by Master Oakheart. Turns out this card is just really slow if you don't get to play Wild Growth Nourish into it. And once you get to the point in the game where you can play Oakheart, it's a real bummer because they just like Vile Spine or Naturalizer or whatever on your Gunspire and your Gurubashi Berserker, and you still don't get to do anything fun. And since the Oakheart prevents you from playing like Dynamatic mostly and Faceless Manipulator, which means you can't play Leroy combos, I think he definitely just isn't worth it. And if you're cutting him, you want to cut the Beryllium Nullifier as well. In fact, playing this list just made me feel like I really wanted to go back toward the first list I was playing, because the first list was a lot closer to more typical Odd Warrior, and I do think that's probably the better build. I was hoping that I would still be good enough against aggro, and that I could cheese out some slower decks like Death Rattle Hunter or Druids. But it turns out that just dealing 20 damage to those decks on turn 5 is just not good enough. That's like a third of Druid's health at that point. And then once the Death Rattle Hunters start playing their taunt minions and shit, you just never actually get there. So I think at the very least I probably do want the Leroy combo back in the deck, because it just gives a little bit more opportunity to ever cheese out the opponent. So we want at least one Faceless. Probably cut the Tar Creepers, they're like okay against aggro, but not really good enough. I kind of liked these big idiots, but Frothing Berserker is definitely a stronger card. So compared to my first version, this deck is still playing Shield Blocks and Super Colliders, which I guess replace the Town Criers and Rabid Worgans. I think that's probably an upgrade. I think the Rush package is a little bit weak, but Ziliax is still a strong card. Probably still want a Ziliax in the list. Maybe it's worth cutting in Omega Assembly. So compared to the previous version, we cut Town Crier, Eternium Rover, Rabid Worgen, and a Fiery War Axe to add an Omega Assembly, a Mukla, 2 Shield Blocks, and 2 Super Colliders. I think I do like that better. Honestly, as much as I hate to say it, you could probably even cut the Black Owl Gunspire and just try to pull the deck even closer to a more typical Odd Warrior. Try to find room for like MC Tech or Ironbeak Owl. I think with this kind of stuff, you probably are cutting like Elise and the Direhorn thing. But the point is, just kind of pull it back a little bit on the memes. Oakheart is definitely not worth it. And try to be Odd Warrior with just some cheesy cards in the list. I think this is probably the best I can do in Standard. And it's just not good enough. You compromise your aggro matchups for a chance to cheese out some of the slower matchups, but it's just so inconsistent. I just don't think it's the play. But tomorrow, I think I do still want to try a Wild list, because dropping a Bouncing Blade on a Gunspire seems like it could be pretty dank.